Hi, I'm Lamisile Pamela Ngubane, and this is the Entity Dynamics podcast. So, this is part two of my video entitled A Culture of Entrepreneurship, Invest in Yourself. So, I said there were 3 points that I got from God when I asked for, guidance and clarity. God, Spirit, Source, the Prime Creator, whoever, you want to call him, her, it's up to you. Okay. I prayed and I asked for guidance. So I was given, don't lean on other people, don't go underground, and don't say sorry. So the first video I covered don't lean on other people. So now I'm going to talk about don't go underground. This means stand your ground. What you want to do for your life, to make your life the awesome life that you want for yourself, you need to be brave enough and strong enough to do it in the normal life that you live. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, I know there are people in all of our lives, in this world and our environments, who are going to come at us with like, oh, you think you're so special. Why do you think you deserve to take the time out to practice your instrument if you're an instrumentalist, to work on your business, to go to school, to increase your knowledge and your skill level? They're going to make you feel bad, but you need to, like I said in the previous video, ask for divine help to protect your consciousness from this negativity and to strengthen you in your belief that you really do deserve to do the work that you need to do so that you can build the life of your dreams. And also, there'll be people who come at you like, oh, you've been working on this thing for 5 years, whatever, and look at you, you barely scraping by, you're just making it happen. These things take time. We don't live in like higher dimensional places where you just think about something and it manifests itself because everything is consciousness. Here, it's consciousness and it's matter. That's what we're dealing with. So we have to work with the material world, the elements at our disposal to create things. And we have also to deal with time. In the spiritual world, there's no time. That's why in the Bible, you can have John, the apostle, talking about, in the book of Revelation, things that are happening over eons of time. And in one like experience and vision, that's because there's no time. Also Daniel, he had the same experience. He saw eons of time passing in a single vision or several visions because there's no time, So in this world that we live in, there is time. So things do take time. Materials have to be brought together and coalesced. Your conceptualization of something takes time. Those ideas need to, marinate and bear fruit in your consciousness before you can actually start to work on them. So, obviously you have to take care of other business, pay your bills, whatever, while you're working on this grand design, whatever you need to do, but the point is stand your ground. Don't go underground. Don't go underground. And also, you have to also know yourself and know that you deserve people around you who are going to take you seriously and who are going to support you and who are going to love you as you are. People you don't have to like cut pieces of yourself off for so that you can fit into the mold of what they think you should be, And it's not always the case that you're going to have those people around you. You might be a very solitary person who is just surrounded by people who not necessarily are malicious towards you, but they just don't get what you're trying to do. And it's okay. You need to be present enough for yourself to say, even though no one gets it, I know why I believe in this dream, in this vision for my life. And I'm going to go for it, And, like I say, do the self-care things that you like to do. If you have a hobby that makes you feel happy, that's not necessarily part of your career path just now or whatever, engage in it, engage in it. Even if you're doing it like in your room or you're going to a place maybe where you're doing it, but do it. Like If you like to swim or play sports of some sort, go and do it wherever you're doing it, Or if you like to paint in your room, I'm not saying go paint on the walls all over your house because you're living with other people, but find ways to do that and put your painting up in your room, and show yourself your value, I'm not saying you have to go do your art in the lounge, If you're playing an instrument and it turns out that, yes, in your house, maybe you have such hectic opposition to it, okay, go practice at the school, But also not going underground also means don't go underground in yourself. You know what I mean? Don't suppress what it is that you want, and don't deny what it is that you have to do to get it, So I suppose even if it means you're not doing it in front of people who are oppositional, but you're not joining them in opposing you. You are standing your ground to yourself and saying, I owe it to me to do this for myself. Yeah, and, just also examine thought systems and beliefs that you've adopted that make you feel like it's okay for you to diminish yourself, that it's okay for you to subsume yourself to the family or the culture or the society that you're in, because they have taught you since you were small that, you are not as valuable as the society or the family, and that you need to put yourself at the disposal of the society and the family. Obviously, we all have to serve our families and our society. We have to serve with respect and love and gratitude, and receive with respect, love, and gratitude, and honor our families and our society and our cultures. However, the truth is that here on planet Earth, there has been a lot of corruption in terms of the worldviews that people behave based on within families, within cultures, and within societies. There's also cultural practices and traditions which worked in the past, but today have been bastardized and no longer work, and are actually a hindrance to people's ability to progress and live the lives that they want. So you have to question these things. Sometimes it's just enough to just say within yourself, I'm not buying into this anymore. I'm just going to live my own life peacefully. But there will come a time, perhaps, where you're going to have to actually vocally stand your ground and say, you know what? I'm not participating in this because this does not reflect, first of all, my beliefs, and it doesn't reflect what I believe I deserve out of life, So that's what I'm going to say. And I think I'll just end it there. And ultimately, the buck stops with you. Stand your ground, be who you are, and believe that you are worthy, and you're not a bad person for being desirous of a life that is not being dictated to you by other people. Okay, thanks.